Hey friends, I hope you are doing well and having a disciplined lifestyle, which is the title of my today's book, which I've recently read. Discipline is destiny. I think the title is itself saying a lot if we concentrate, focus on it. Discipline is destiny. If we have discipline in our life, the destiny is ours. Okay, we can have discipline in any portion in our life. If we are a disciplined person, we can achieve in anything in this life. The author of this book is one of my favorite personality, you can say that. His name is Ryan Holiday. In fact, he has affected me so profoundly that I was inspired to create this channel. I will come to that, how I created this channel. I come to that. Okay, it is the second series. Okay, it is the second book of the series. The first was Virtue series. The first is this one. Courage is Calling, okay? It is all about courage, how people become courageous. I've even read it. It is a really fantastic book also. It is how people feared, okay, confronted their fear, the stories of the people, how there was a daunting intimidation, okay, so tough situation, how they overcome, how they show heroism, how they conquered themselves, their fear, okay? I'm not talking about this one. And he has even written several other books like Stillness is the Key. It is a really fantastic book. It is in my list. I'm going to read it. Ego is the Enemy also. It is a really fantastic book. And Obstacle is the Way, okay? That is my also connected to my heart, near to my heart. I will come to that. I have shared it with someone, but I will have it soon. And this is the one, the second, okay, in the Virtue series, the ancient. I believe the author has the potential to change anyone's life for better, and this book has, divided into three portions also. The first portion is that the exterior one, the body. How we sleep, how we have diet, and how we train our body, and how we discipline our body. And the second part is the inner domain. The emotion, how we react to something, like our action, our thoughts. Like you are an athletic person, if somebody tell you something harsh or proactive, something wrong, how you are going to retaliate. If you have self-discipline, you can maintain, okay, that. And the third part is magisterial, that is soul. Soul, that is you could say spiritual, and the combination of like exterior and inner temperament. Toni Morrison, the author, started her first novel in 1965, freshly divorced, 34 years old, and struggling as one of the few black women in incredibly white male industry. Yet her mind, this was the height of her life. She was no longer a child yet. For her, all her responsibility, everything was quite simple. Her kid needed her to be an adult, so her unfinished novel, Wake Up, Show Up, Be Present, Give Everything You Have Got, which she did. Even after The Bluest Skies was published, she followed it with 10 more novels, nine fiction work, 5 children books, 2 plays, short stories, and she earned herself a National Book Award, a Nobel Prize, and a Presidential Medal. To master anything, one must master themselves, one's emotions, one's thoughts, one's feelings, actions. As Eisenhower famously said, freedom is really an opportunity to practice self-discipline. And there are many fantastic stories in this book which really influenced me. Like there's the story of Toni Morrison, famous writer. She woke up very early to write, even so early in the morning, because the mind was fresh. It was the time to write before her children utter a word. Even she was freshly divorced, 35 years old. She was freshly divorced and living in the industrial time, white supremacy industrial time. It was really hard for her. There are many stories like Angelina Marker. She was wearing plain clothes, simple clothes all the time. Once somebody said like, no, why you don't have anything to wear? That person told her. She said, I'm here to serve people. I'm not here for modeling. And she became, because of her attitude, such kind of, discipline, she became Chancellor of Germany for decades, more than decades. She's very famous. And there are the story of Elizabeth Queen Sickin, okay, how she endures, the tolerant, and how she ruled it, being powerless, and how there's a huge story which will come in this book, which there are many fantastic, and Marcus Aurelius said, be strict to own self and tolerant with other. And there are many fantastic, okay, when I started reading this book, I thought, oh my gosh, I need to also implement. Trust me, people, guys, this book contains lots of knowledge about regarding self-discipline. It is early, always early. That's what your discipline tells you to get up. Of course, it's not exactly fun to wake up early. Even the people who have lived a lifetime of benefit from it still struggle with it. You think you are not a morning person. Nobody is a morning person, but at least in the morning we are free. Hemingway would talk about how we would get up early because there is no one to disturb you. It is cold. You are come to your work and warm and right. As we can say that we are more confident in the morning before the day has exacted to its toll and mind is fresh. Respect your time. We all are given the same amount of 24 hours each day. It's why we get up early in the morning. We have more time, uninterrupted time, in the freshest part of the day. It is why we deliberate what about we say to yes and no about. Understand that time is a gift. That's why that matter a lot. The surest way to discipline and patient discipline time. Routine and essential tool, the management of time, the suppress of those negative forces, distraction, procrastination, and laziness. Take a minute to think about how to spend the last year, how you spend the last year, last month, last week, last day. Think about how much of time we were, wasted, and how much of has passed, how much is it we are going to react, how much we are going to waste of it. While it is ultimately, time is ultimately a dictator of presence, like the heart of we do dictate how we spend it as long as we are aware of it. It is a value and the importance of managing it well as long as we are putting it to work for us, even it is working against the mortal sense. Now the time is because the only we have it. Being hard ourselves, it's make us harder for others to be hard on ourselves. We have taken the power to be hard on ourselves. We have disciplined ourselves to cool, to eat, to trust, to eager, to meager, to ration, hard bit, hard avoidance of the pleasure, and have patience under suffering for those things. The body and strengthen the becomes capable of enduring hardship, history, and ready for any task. Like while you are fresh, you can grab that hour before daylight, grab that hour before traffic, grab it before no one is looking, while everyone is still asleep. The gift of this present moment is still will never come again. If greatness is your hand, the productivity, the courage, member of your society you want to be, have to get up. You have to be tough with yourself. You have to spend time with nature. It is important to understand that temperance isn't about life without pleasure. In fact, a major reason we practice self-discipline is that we might have lived longer. When we speak about temperance and self-control, self-discipline, we are referring to a person who is themselves under control. The body is the first step in that journey. There is a reason the CEO in the gym early in the morning, they still have the willpower. Then there is a reason people read, think in the morning. They know they might not get time later on. There is the reason coaches get the facility before anyone else. They get jump and the competition on the way. Be up, be doing, be resistant, be tough with yourself. The pleasure of excessive fleeting is that the discipline is not rejected. Treating our body well, not moderating desires, working hard, exercising, hustling, this is not punishment. Keep the main thing the main thing. It is impossible to be committed to anything professionally or personally without the discipline to say no to all those other superfluous things. We have to discipline, we have to be productive. Discipline is the win. When you are disciplined about your craft, you win. When you know that you put your best into something, you win. Socrates didn't know much, there wasn't much he yelled for certain, but he was sure. He said that we cannot remain same as we are. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what you have done. Nobody as good as they could be, nobody is perfect, everybody can improve. We work hard, we think hard, we hold our highest standard, we do consistently, we will be happy and productive. We have the strength, character to endure setback in our journey. We will have the determination and the balance to get back into the keep moving, keep going. Self-discipline is not just our destiny, it is our obligation to our potential, to our country, to our cause, to our family, to our fellow human being, to those who look up us, to those who come after us, because it's enough to be truly tested about us. To beyond ordinary ways, we have to be persistent, resistant journey to our best life. It demands greatness. It is something bordering our heroic. And you wanted to know that how that the author, Ryan Holiday, impacted me. How I created this channel. Actually, it was in my mind since 2008 to do something like, to create content, and I was reading books, but I was so, reluctant, so intimidated with the fear, what people are going to say. They are going to judge me, my friends are gonna laugh on me, or they will judge me in other way. But after, when I started listening podcasts, I know who is Ryan Holiday. I listening his podcast constantly about wisdom he shared, about the knowledge, about the motivation, about many things. I kept listening to him. I've subscribed his, podcast. I subscribed his YouTube channel. Constantly keep listening, and I read about, I read this book also, The Obstacle is the Way. And I was contemplating, obstacle is the way, and it was written on his hand also. Obstacle is the way, and stillness is the key. I was in deep contemplation, thinking that why he has written obstacle is the way. Then after that, I realized, okay, obstacle is the way. Okay, this is the way. There was, lots of obstacle on my way. I didn't know how to do editing, how to create content, and how to do such kind of things. But I thought this is the way. Obstacle is the way. Okay, there's a story of. I will come to that when I will make a summary of obstacle is the way. Okay, so this is the way. Stillness is the key. So I keep trying, keep improving myself. Still, I'm in the process of improving myself. So this person, influenced me a lot. And you can create. You can. This is the way. Okay, when you come out from your comfort zone, you can create any type of content in your life. You need to be disciplined. Discipline is equal to your destiny. Well, honestly speaking, if anybody is interested to bring, discipline and self-control or mastery in their life, so this book is highly recommended. It is full of nuggets of wisdom and commands, the stories of famous people, how they brought, discipline in their life. There is a famous story of Floyd Patterson, the famous boxer, how he conquered and regained his title. And there are plenty of. Ryan Holiday's books are extremely full of wisdom. Discipline. It is the second one. He is writing 4 books on virtues. First I shown to you that courage is calling. Second is the discipline is destiny. Third one is in the writing, in the process of writing, that is justice. After that will come wisdom. And even he has written this book also, Daily Stoic, which is also full of wisdom. Information. I read it. Highly recommended this book, especially this one. Okay. And the advantageous point of this book is that the units. You will enjoy. You will love reading them. They are so concise. They are not that much lengthy. People get bored or something like that. You will love them. As you move on, there are brilliant stories of brilliant people of the history. So I hope you enjoy that. See you next time.